Hello, in this video we will solve problem number 1404. So in this problem we have one binary string and then we have to follow a set of rules here to reduce it to 1 under the following rules. So if we have the correct number is even, then we can divide it by 2. Otherwise we have to add 1 to it. Okay, so let's take this example. So here we have 1101. Okay, and it represents the number 13. So it is an odd number, so we'll add 1 to it. Then we have 14. It is an even number, we can divide it. Then we have 7, 8, 4, 2, 1. So these are the 6 steps using that we can convert it into 1. So this is the problem statement, and now we will solve it using Python. So here I will solve this problem using 2 methods. So first one method is a little bit easy. So what we can do in Python, we can convert this binary string into an integer and then we can run a while. So first of all I will convert it into integer and process. Then I will run this while loop if n not equal to 1. Okay, it's n divide to 0 is equal to 0. Then we'll divide n by 2. Arrays. We will increase n by 1. Along the round. We will return answer. Okay, here we'll create one more variable on cell and we will add 1 to each in our values. Okay, so I will run this code. Okay, so all the test cases are running. We are not getting any error here. Okay, so it is working perfectly fine and we are not facing any issue in this solution. But what we can do, let's assume if you don't want to convert it into integer, so for that also we can write one algo. So in that, what we can do, let's assume 1160 will take this value string already. Okay, so currently we have 1 in the last position, so that means it is an even number, odd number. So we have to add 1 to it. So now if we will add 1 to it in a binary format, then in the first step we have 1 1. So then we convert to 0. Okay, so in the end we have 0. Then 0 and 1, it will become 1. And in the end 1 1. So like this we will get this new value. So if I write this solution like this, now you can understand it better. That first of all we have 1 1, it will convert to 0. Okay, then if here we have 0, so 0 and 1 1. So like this we can add it. And let's assume, so now it is the even number and we have to divide it by 2. So if you divide this number by 2, you will get this number. Okay, in the case of, let's assume 14. Okay, so we have 1 1 1 in the case of 14, but when we will divide it, we will get 1 1 1. Okay, like this, because 1, 2 and 4, this is 7. So basically in this scenario, we have to move in the right side. So when we move in the right side, we will remove the 0 and we will get this 2 number. And whenever we will get the odd number, in that condition, we have to find the 0th position from right. So in this condition, see here, we have this odd number. Okay, so here how we can update this string? We have to find the 0th element from right so that we can, convert it into 1. And all the other remaining elements in the right will be converted to 0. So here, this is the position. So what we can do, we can write our 1 1 as it is. Then we'll convert this 0 into 1. and all the remaining values will be 0. Because whenever you will add 1 here, it will become 0. Where if let's assume here also we have 1, then also it will become 0. So it will become 1 wherever we'll get 0, and it will stop there. So that's why we can do these operations if the number is odd. Okay, so now we'll write this algorithm in Python. We have answer, and we'll convert this string into list 0 and list of s. Okay, now here we'll run our while loop in the same condition. If the length of s not equal to 1 and s of 0. Okay. So 0. So here we can run this single condition also. The length is not equal to 1, it will run in this scenario also. Okay. Now here the first condition, if it is even, then s of -1, if it is even, then we can update our list like this. We will pop out the last element, not the rightest element. This element we will move forward, we will pop it out. In the else scenario, we will find out the position of 0 in our whole binary string. So for that, for I in range of length of s -1, -1 and -1. So we have to run our loop from the right side. So that's why I'm starting from the end and then I'm moving forward. Okay, so here if s of pi is equal to 0, we will stop there. Okay, now let's assume if we have one string in that we don't have any 0. All the elements there are like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So in this scenario, we will get a new string like this 1. Then all the other these three ones will be 0. So basically here we have to increase the length of a string, or currently we are in list, so we have to increase the length of our list to get the new binary string. So here what we will do, first of all we'll check it. If I is equal to 0, we will create a new list. In that, first of all we have 1 in the first position, and then we have 0 in all the other positions. So here we can simply write len of s. Okay, in the else condition, first of all we will take all the variables that are before our 0th index. So till I, then that 0 will convert into 1 and all the remaining variable values will be converted to 0. And how many remaining values we have? Len of s, minus index and -1. These are the remaining values that we have to convert into 0. And then in the end, we can increase our ns value by 1 and then we will return it. So this is also a simple solution in that first of all we are converting our string into list. Okay, then we are checking if the last element is 0. That means if it is even, then we are moving in right. Otherwise we are checking the index of 0. And then we are converting our string, like we are adding 1. So for that we are doing these two operations. If there is no 0 in our whole string, then we are increasing the length of our binary string. Otherwise we are just updating it. Okay, so now I will run it. Okay, here actually we have to convert it into list. We are not dealing with the string. Okay, so it is running perfectly fine. I will submit it. Okay, so it is working, and also the space complexity is good in this solution. So these are the two ways using that we can solve this problem. Thank you for watching this video.